Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining this week for Survivor Season 33. This is Episode 2. Stay tuned, we have a lot planned for you tonight.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, got some spice on this one.
I don't know what dance moves I'm doing over.
Hey, just get it.
I don't know how to dance. I don't know how tropical dance.
Very interpretive, like
Yes,
dancing.
it is.
I like it.
That's what the islands are about.
I know.
They're all about interpretation.
We like it. Hey everybody, thanks so
We're
much for
so
joining
excited,
us.
clearly.
Yes, this is Survivor.
The whole team is here.
The whole team. We got a full panel. We got Mr. Michael Rippe back in the house.
He wasn't voted off last week. Don't worry.
Wasn't voted off. Yeah, so we're so excited that you guys are joining us.
Let's get this show started.
Let's get it started. I'll let you guys go ahead and introduce yourself
all the way
first.
down at the
all
end?
All the way down at the end.
Michael Clouse. You can follow me on Instagram at @TheOnlyMC, on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV.
And you guys know I am Domoniuqe Price. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, DomoniqueP_ESQ.
But not the only Michael, because I am here. Thanks. My name is Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips. It's right here. I'm glad to be back, Survivor fans.
And I'm Paige Bonanno. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Paige Bonanno. Thanks so much for joining us once again. We're excited to dive right into this episode.
I'm so excited.
Lots going on. Overall thoughts for you guys?
I feel like the entire episode was tonight's tribal. Like tonight's tribal, the whole time I was just sitting there like, confused. Just like I felt like Michelle, like just as confused as she was. Like what?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting the live chat up and running, and when you do it right away,
talking
no.
on the floor.
I liked tonight's episode. I did.
Yeah, it was really good.
I was a fan of it. I definitely liked the immunity challenge.
Mm-hmm. The immunity challenge looked very fun.
It was fun. Like I want to do that.
I always want to play. That's what gets me like wanting to like apply for Survivors because I'm like I would kill those challenges.
I thought it was interesting where the difference was of who was going to get voted off. Where like last week when you look at the Gen Xers, it was like physical flaws that they were looking at.
Yeah.
Like David, like you're failing, and even tonight during the big challenge, I was like, he's not doing good. He's going to kill himself, and then. For the millennials,
shouted out, he's gonna miss.
He's gonna miss it.
I want to know who did that because that was so mean.
And then for the millennials, it's not like physical. Like I was looking about when they were doing that big challenge, and I was like, who's slacking? And there wasn't like anyone slacking. For there, it's more clicky.
Yeah.
I feel like in the first episode, though, like you don't know anybody, so you have to go by physical strengths. Whereas in this episode, obviously there was stuff going on between Figgy that people didn't like, and it was just more of a easy target.
It's also so early in the show. There's so many contestants, 20 to start the season, and now we're only down to 18. It's hard to get a read this early.
Yeah, we still feel like we don't know some of them really.
Still getting to know them.
We haven't gotten to see a lot of personalities just yet, and so I think today, which is why I was really like stoked for the Tribal Council because I feel like you started to see some of the claws come out, which I'm always for.
Definitely starting to get to know millennials.
Oh yeah. Well, it's weird because it's like it's funny because they're the millennials, so you think like okay they're gonna act young-minded. But today I really felt like it was high school all over again. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like get over it. Like if she wants to date this guy, like who cares?
But
don't get me wrong, when it comes to voting, it's going to be an issue. But other than that, you're still humans. You're still people.
See, I kind of
Who
disagree.
cares?
Like, you have to, they talked about this. What's your purpose on the island? And you have to remain focused. And anything sidetracked, they're looking for a reason to get rid of you. You have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to me, I would say, about their relationship. I mean, we could get to that, but it seemed like it's so early, day 5, to already be in.
Making out?
Yeah.
To be interested in someone, like, at least let it build over time.
They're millennials, though.
They've gone through a cyclone.
They're dreamers.
They're dreamers.
They're in love.
They've been through a lot.
That's what happens when you go through a near-death experience. Like,
Yes, exactly, sheltered.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me, but it doesn't seem like it's the right movie if you're trying to win the game.
Right.
The differences between the two groups are just piling
They'd be
up.
able to see them flirt. I mean, they were, even though they weren't making out right away, like they were still so flirty the whole time. Like they're gonna catch on regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like somebody, it's kind of hard not to be flirty. So, I don't know.
Why are you looking
You
at me?
don't
Why are you looking at me like that, Paige? Huh?
Sorry, I,
Sorry, what was that? Oh yeah.
you know what I mean though.
That was strange.
Yeah. I don't,
But this episode, a lot was going on. I mean, you see Ken and David over on,
Yes.
with the Generation X, like they become like alliance
They
partners.
form
And I'm
with
just
CC.
like,
I was thinking first there was Ken and Barbie, and now there's Ken and David.
yes.
Like,
Yeah. He's
It's
kind
weird.
of a Barbie.
He is a
Ken and
Barbie.
David, yeah, working together. I mean, he was saying that, it was David, Ken, and Cece on the bottom, which kind of made me think, I was wondering how Ken even got on the bottom to begin with, because he's one of the strongest contenders.
I was trying to figure that out too.
Yeah.
You were saying you didn't think it was as much him being on the bottom, just that he didn't have.
I was gonna say,
as
I
strong of an
think
alliance.
he's
Yeah.
not part of anyone. And even you look at his place in Gen X, where he's so young, he's the youngest person in Gen X, where he doesn't necessarily fit into the older mindset. And so I think maybe they're judging him to an extent, and he's not in a
he
group.
also looks different because he's attractive
absolutely.
in shape.
Very
Totally
attractive.
different.
And, he's in shape, he's muscular.
I hadn't noticed.
We did.
We did.
Hadn't noticed that shot tonight where he swims right over
And
the
thank you for
camera.
rewinding it and playing it again.
I had to
for
make
us.
sure you ladies saw it. I'm looking out for you.
We
Hey,
appreciate you.
You caught that
But
octopus.
to me, it's funny because I feel like, David last week, I was all for, like, please send him home. I can't deal with him for, another, 10 weeks. But then today, I felt like he kind of, redeemed himself a tad bit. Like, not all the way, but he kind of showed me that he's willing to, play this game. He's not going to be a big baby about it the entire time, possibly.
Right, and he said from the beginning, last week, I'm not playing this game very well. I need to prove myself. I need to be the hero here. And then he's the one that made the fire.
He did an excellent job at the start of this. I mean, he made the fire and he found the immunity idol.
Right.
So that's
While he was out searching for
was he
stools.
searching
Allegedly.
for?
He was searching for stools or places to
Just
sit
sounds
around the
gross.
fire.
Well, he made the fire, and he's
That
like,
is gross.
let's make it into a campfire. I'll get some stools to go around, or get rocks to sit on.
Thank you.
I will
like
say
that
this,
better.
and while that was happening, I was originally like, yes, David. I mean, we're following the live chat. We want to hear your comments on David. Talk about David on
No,
here.
I love this. Who is
he also says it's when he finds it, he calls it serendipity, which I really appreciated from David.
I wonder. My big thing that I was wondering is he seemed really well. He seemed, he made the fire. He was doing well. He was gathering the seats. Looked like he was taking part. Then he found the idol, and I'm wondering if his attitude will change so that he will fall back on the idol.
Well,
where he
I
realizes that
felt
he
like he
doesn't
got a
have to
little bit
try
more
it. He
confident.
doesn't have to try as hard because he has the idol.
It did seem like that in the immunity challenge, possibly, but he has to be emboldened by having the
Yeah.
idol. You have to be.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah,
playing the
but
game,
you can't fall back on it.
I'm not saying you can't,
Especially
but
someone in his position.
I think
Right.
he has to be emboldened. He thought he was definitely getting taken out at some point quick, and now he's got to at least know I've got a lifeline, and that's a strong thing to
Yeah.
do. And now he's able to build a little relationship with Ken.
Right.
Now
I
he's
feel
starting to play
like
the game.
it gives you a little swagger. You
Has
know
to.
that if Ish hits the fan, I got at
Oh,
least
yes.
a lifeline out
Yeah,
here.
I feel like yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it just gave him a little bit more oomph, which allowed me to kind of be like, oh, maybe you're not so bad.
Steven on here. Let's go, David. Do we actually have some David fans?
I think there are David fans.
I'm
You
kind
know
of
what?
growing as a David fan.
I'm a David fan. I'm gonna be honest.
But I feel like he makes a little shady.
I say tolerant.
Strong.
No, I
No,
feel better.
last week it was a strong
Right.
hate.
He brought you back from
I'm
the
on
edge.
the cusp.
I feel like sometimes though he's a little too much. Like right when he thought he saw the idol, he grabs it, starts sprinting away, like because the guy's coming. Like
So
someone's gonna
dramatic.
see you. Just relax a little bit,
Yeah.
play it cool.
Right.
The second he starts talking to Ken, he shows Ken his idol. Like he just needs to relax a little
Yeah.
bit.
Very hyper.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Very
he's
hyper.
very trigger happy.
But he seems like a fun guy.
No, we
No.
would not invite him out for drinks.
I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
no.
He'd find the stools, maybe.
No.
Day
Sit on.
drinks.
No,
Yeah, give
but
us-
then let's go back over to the X guys, and because I'm gonna call them X-Men from now on because it's just easier for me.
You're good with that.
Their tribe seemed to have like a lot going on, so David and Ken kind of align.
With
They
Cece.
pull Cece in, which I thought was really, really interesting because she kind of was like floating out there by herself after Rachel left last week. What do we think about the three of these guys? Like, do you think that they're going to be able to really do much within their tribe?
I think so. I mean, I don't think that's going to be the threesome. I think there's
No.
going to
You're
be a
talking
change.
about
That's
But-
physically?
No.
Ken
But
can't
as
carry
a
him.
team. But
David,
I,
Cece, and Ken.
Ken,
Yeah,
David, and Cece, right?
I think there's going to be addition. I think they're starting to build something, and I like them together. I also think that there's some fractures with Paul. we saw fractures immediately with Paul and his health.
Yeah.
And he's not as strong and
But
in
I don't know
control
if
as
that's a
he thinks.
fracture in the group, though.
I don't know if Ken. I mean, I feel like Ken's kind of just going with them because he has to go with them at this point. Like, does he really want to be with them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that Ken and David are starting to form a real bond. That's what I think.
No, it looked really genuine.
I think that
don't
Ken and David
yeah.
David also told Ken about his immunity idol.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I think that
and I mean they are so different that they
I think they connected a little bit.
Yeah.
For real.
Here's my question is, and it all depends on who wins, the challenges and the groups and who gets voted off. I think that group will be, disbanded if they lose the next week and they have to vote someone off, because I don't see anyone getting voted off the next week for the Gen X from either David or Cece. I see those are the two options.
You see those are the two options to get voted off.
Those are the two options most likely to get voted off, and then now you're down to 2 in your group, and you realize that a group can't be 2, so you kind of have to make new alliances.
True, but I still don't like Sunday for some reason. So I'm really
Sunday hasn't even done anything yet.
I just don't like her. I don't.
Okay.
She's like a mother.
I sense
But I
it.
feel
You're like a Monday person. Not
Yeah.
Sunday.
I am
I feel
Tell
like
us
they
what you guys are in the chat.
right?
They can't not want to be with Ken though, because Ken's basically winning them the challenges.
I think it's so early. Honestly, it's really hard to
hard.
make snap judgments
Right,
about
I can't-
everybody. It's
yeah.
easier to see go over what we saw and kind of go on that. It's so early because there's so many people. There's still 9 people on each side.
And it's hard.
It's
Right.
it's a lot
so
going
hard.
on. I mean,
Yeah.
Paul almost went home. It looked like at tonight's
With
episode.
they thought he
Yeah.
might have had a
He
heart
might have
attack.
had- Did we think that was a serious matter, or was he overplaying it? I mean, what do we think?
It looked serious. Like his
It
hands
looked
were kind of
serious.
shaking.
Yeah.
He said his hands were numb, you know.
It was
and-
definitely scary.
But then I think it begs to wonder, like, do you think there should be legit, like, age limits for someone going out in the middle of nowhere and really pushing their
But
body?
50?
to
He's only
that
51.
extent.
52.
He's not that old.
Joe was on it last season.
Joe
He was like
70
78.
74.
Yeah, 52.
Something like that.
Paul.
And also,
But
though,
he also doesn't look like he's in the best health.
you're being very
Paul?
nice right now. He's definitely not in the best health.
He's not-
but he's certainly. It'll be interesting to see if he can last, because if it's only day 6 and he had these
Yeah.
issues, imagine
Right.
timing
The
that by
food's
6.
only going to get more scarce.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Joe was like a military guy last
right.
year.
So that's
and he
what
was
I'm saying.
older,
Like
but,
that plays into your age.
And by the time he went home, it was days and days
He
and
made
days
it. He
in.
made it deep. Now,
yeah.
it's a good point. Not just for Paul though, for the entire generation, X
The
tribe.
X-Men.
Not everyone, but some of them don't look like they're in the best of shape, and that's
Sure.
gonna wear on them over time.
Brett, yeah, a lot of them are just
They're
a little,
not.
yeah.
That's gonna catch up to them.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that it's just because of their age, but
No,
I'm
of
like, even
course.
if I was there and I wasn't in good
Anybody.
physical
Even
condition,
the young people, if they're not in good
Right.
condition.
Yeah.
Right.
And you look what
tough.
it was. It was, heat stroke and dehydration. All it
Yeah.
takes is that, couple hours of not paying attention.
And you can think about it the other way too, because David looks so frail and so
Yeah.
skinny
Yeah,
that like
it's really
it
frail.
is day
and
6,
it's only
and he's so
More does he have to
frail.
lose?
It looks like he's been on the show
Right.
for 36 days already.
he'll be a skeleton by the time he's done.
Huh.
So that's
He does.
scary as well. It's the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I don't
Okay.
know. I mean, also like too. So talking about Gen X a little bit, I want to just go into millennials for a minute.
Yeah.
Talking about the whole weird, the 3 of them,
Yeah.
Taylor, Figgy, and Jay, right? But we
Yes.
kind of see. So we have kind of a 3 alliance in both tribe, but now going back to millennials, we only go down to a 2 because of the Figgy and the Taylor relationship.
Well, actually, Michelle's part of that too.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
like a 4.
Michelle.
But what I liked most about that is I thought Jay was really smart. I mean, he right away he noticed,
Yes.
like, you don't fall in love in this game. No power couples work, and he's telling Taylor and Figgy. So for me, I think that Jay, while he's in that alliance, he might not be in that alliance.
I think
He's smart.
Yeah.
I like Jay.
But
I
while-
really like Jay.
He's a
Yeah.
This
thinker.
episode,
It seems like he can play all the sides. He's friends with them, but he also is playing the game.
Yeah.
And he recognizes.
Yeah.
He knows what's up. He's there to win.
But
money.
I do think that while Michelle is in that alliance, she is at the bottom of that alliance. Because
Oh, for
when you think
sure,
about
for
like
sure.
Jay saying, he's like, you know what? I thought that me, Taylor, and Figgy, we were going to the end. It's the 3 of us. This is it. So even though Michelle's in that alliance, she would be the first one dropped.
Here's the
For
thing.
sure,
she
for
may
sure.
be the bottom of that alliance, but I still think she's pretty strong.
I think she's
I
strong
think
too.
Michelle's pretty strong. Bottom
She
of
can
that
make
alliance.
relationships with other alliances too. I feel like she'd be
I
okay to go.
think she's the bottom of that alliance, partly because she wants to be. I think she wants to lay low a little bit.
She wants to kind of keep her options open.
Yeah.
And that's what if I was in this game with that many people, I would try to lay low. Be nice to everyone and
you
sit
look
back
at,
a little. Like
you
let it
look
get
at
down
this.
a little
This
bit.
episode is a perfect example of who are the people that are the power people, and everyone is talking about them. Paul, big power person. They want to take him out.
Yeah.
Figgy, power person. Take her out.
So can we talk about trust for a second in this game? Like we said, it's still really early in this game. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So it's still really, really early for us to kind of be thinking, okay, who can really win this? But we see this is literally only like, day 7. Their millennials are at tribal for the first time. And you really, really see that Michelle is really being asked to really trust these people on a whim. And I'm looking at the screen like, you're playing your own game at the end of the day.
Right.
And I think that's what Jay was trying to say when it came to Taylor and Figgy. I think that's my point about Michelle. It's way too early to just like blindly be following people in this game. And I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves when you look at Survivor. I'm just like, vote for yourself. Play for yourself because you can only win for yourself.
Well, because Hannah, too, at the end was like making all these little things, trying to say, what do I do? What do I do? Go with your gut. Do what you think that you should do. I
think you have to, the best players know how to mix it.
Exactly.
You got to play for yourself, but also mix in that team element or alliance element and know when to play more for yourself and more for the team. And again, at the start of the season, you just kind of got to get through that, stay low, and then come out.
Be accountable.
Do a good job, strong, but stay out of the way, and then you can get through a few people and start to figure out the game.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, with the relationship, though, real quick, like I know you guys were saying that you think, too, that you can't be in this relationship and Survivor, this and that. Does anybody think that they were being a little bit dramatic with this whole thing? Like, they were saying this is a missile that's about to go off, it's a time bomb.
About
the
Figgy
Figgy and the Taylor relationship.
I think it's just because it was so soon.
I know.
I also think because they're in the Millennials tribe, they're younger people, like young kids.
High
Will's
school.
18. I mean, you're out there. There's a lot of them. It's like easy to jump on one train and say, like, what are you guys doing? And so it's a mix.
Yeah.
But I personally was thinking, like, do you need to have the romance that quickly?
Yeah.
It seemed just so quick. I get it. You might like someone and whatnot, but
I've seen relationships happen faster, but
of course. But when you went on the game to win money, not to find love.
Right.
So the game is to win money.
Do they forget that literally the cameras catch everything?
No.
And I guess there's nothing else for them to do, so they're probably just feeding
But you
off the
just
drama.
sit there and pretend like everyone is stupid. I'm like, you can pretend that the tribe is stupid, but I'm watching you. I seen it.
Right.
Like, don't play me.
Right.
Do not.
Don't play with me.
I think you had a lot of that type of like.
Yeah.
And then this brought up something else in my brain. Like, everyone was quick to say, okay, we want to blow up this Figgy and Taylor thing quick.
Yeah.
Everyone jumps on, let's vote out Figgy. And I'm like, why? Why jump automatically to say the girls got to go? Why not Taylor?
You're right. Well, I think it's because
his name was really never in contention as far as let's vote out Taylor.
But I think that was because Figgy was a little bit dramatic and she was getting into disagreements with Michaela.
she was too aggressive. And
Taylor was just laying low
Yeah.
and kind of like the nice guy.
Yeah.
So if he was getting into disagreements, I think he would have put himself on the chopping block. But
I agree.
I think Figgy could have handled it better.
Me too,
by
and I think that's what.
Like, she's just like,
not
this
being
is me.
as
And like,
abrasive.
it seemed like it was like girl on girl crime. Both of them
Well,
were just like.
the way that her and Michaela were fighting already, and with the machete, and she's saying, "Oh, I know it's about me. Well, just relax, let it go."
Exactly.
What do you guys think about the way Michaela is playing? Live chat too.
I like Michaela, but I just think she's not playing so good at the start because I think no matter what, you want to stay out of the drama regardless. Even if you're 100% right, you just don't want to like be out there. So Michaela's got good points, but she's just bite the tongue a little bit. Like stay low.
Yes.
I think
and then bring it out
like,
a little bit.
That's definitely one of the areas that like I struggle with. It's like
It's
I
hard.
want to be honest,
Agreed.
but I don't want to blow up my game.
But it's
so
funny.
it's like,
Yeah.
how do you
Because-
ride that fence?
I think you got to think about $1 million.
Right.
I think that's the overarching part. Like, you want $1 million more than you want to call out Figgy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Michaela was the one that said, "Oh, why is she doing this so fast? You should be sliding under the radar right away."
Yeah.
Now you just got yourself in the radar
You're
too.
now right out
Basically,
front.
she's letting Figgy draw her into it.
Yes.
In a way.
But to me, I felt like Figgy was more of the aggressor
She was,
in
absolutely.
their disagreement.
Agreed.
And so for me, it's like, if you come at me, I'm for doggone sure going to say what I
And
think.
Michaela made a comment, but it wasn't necessarily.
It wasn't to
No.
Figgy.
No.
She
And
just
so
said,
she
"Hey, the
just
machete's not
jumped
going to
on
be
her
pointed
neck.
at you."
Right.
It could have been pointed at anybody, even
Exactly.
someone off the boat
Like,
or off
Figgy
island.
legit jumped down her
Agreed.
throat. So
Agreed.
what was she supposed to, like, walk away?
I think Michaela, though, she just, I think Michaela's right. I like Michaela, and she seems like
I
she's
like
a
everything
really
she
strong
says.
player.
Yeah.
But it's just like, again, it's my theme would be to stay out of everything because you're just throwing yourself towards the fire. I'd rather just stay away from a burning fire. Even if you're right, and I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you're right, and you're like, why are you doing this and stuff? And I think that, you know, sometimes you're in a group and not everyone gets along, and it's clear that they don't get along. And I think you just got to think about the $1 million.
Right.
Yeah.
And realize that soon, Figgy's going to be gone. The game is going to be completely different.
Exactly.
Right.
You just keep eating your sugar cane, honey.
And if anything,
Right, and it was just like really.
I got really
necessary.
hungry at that point.
Yeah, it looked
I
pretty
wanted a
good.
sugar cane.
Moving along, though, we get into the immunity challenge.
And that was interesting.
The immunity challenge looked very fun, like we said before.
Yeah.
I mean, we all kind of made a comment, you know, jumping to get these keys. We're like, well, someone's got to miss. They're going to have to start over. Nobody missed.
I was surprised.
Nobody missed. Not even Dave. And someone's yelling at him that he's going to miss.
He was
he
exhausted.
took a while.
He
Because
took a
they lost,
strong
like,
second.
we
took
didn't
a
get a
while.
chance to go back to their camp to see what the conversation
Right.
was after. But I'm like, I wonder if his feelings were hurt or if he said anything like, "Yo, who said that?" Because I would have been on a witch hunt.
This is something I talked about last season. I always notice because I noticed the weirdest, smallest things. But half the contestants had sneakers on and half didn't. If you're gonna go swimming, and I would love to know what everyone in our live chat and is watching the show thinks. Like, do you wear sneakers when you go swimming? Or not? Because I don't.
think it's for them to run on the platforms after.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm saying, what would you choose? Would you
In
wear
that
sneakers or
challenge,
not?
in that challenge, I would not.
Because
You're
anytime
not running, really.
Whenever I've been in water and I'm in sneakers, I feel like it's like
It's
the
gonna
water
weigh
long
down.
and they weigh me down. So I'm just wondering because I always notice this, and half the people had, half didn't. I mean, what would you do?
But so the question is how much they knew
Were
in
they barefoot or did they have
advance.
socks on?
The question
Barefoot.
is how much they knew in advance of where they would be going. Because I've been camping before, and then you're in and out of water, and you're jumping off cliffs, and it really pays to have sneakers because you don't know what you're going to be stepping on.
But could you have taken your shoes off once you got to the platform and left them on the boat?
I think you probably could. So would you would
text
have
Jeff
gone in with
Probst.
sneakers or
Jeff?
no?
Let me know.
Sneakers or
Yeah,
not?
I would have wanted like some. I would have wanted some water
Sneakers?
shoes or
Okay.
something. Maybe not sneakers because they're heavy.
Knowing-
But you
Knowing
can't have
the
water
challenge-
shoes. It's
I
either
mean,
barefoot or sneakers.
yeah, because
Our
you don't
live
bring
chat
everything.
Yeah,
pretty much like hammered me on my wardrobe of what I would take to Survivor. So I guess me having
You're
tennis
wrong.
shoes, flip flops, and water shoes is out of the question.
You
So
can't have water shoes. You got to have either barefoot or sneakers. What do you choose?
I'm going barefoot.
If I have to choose one, I'm probably gonna keep my shoes on just because I've been the dink to cut my foot open in the
I'm
ocean.
going-
Michael?
Knowing the challenge post, I would not wear shoes.
Barefoot, okay.
If I was going swimming, I would be barefoot. But
But you
This
do know
challenge
that they
is
don't
pretty
know
simple. This
exactly what
challenge.
they're doing
this
once they
challenge
start.
barefoot because
This
I'm not
challenge
doing a lot of
barefoot.
running.
Yes.
I'm mostly jumping in the water and throwing some rings. I can do that without shoes.
I would have gone
Gi-
barefoot. I'm wondering what everyone that's watching would do,
Gisela
too.
says
Tell
no
us.
shoes. Steven says I would not wear shoes, but some people do wear swim shoes.
Yeah, I would.
But I mean, when you go on Survivor,
James-
you
usually
don't get your swim
you
shoes.
you only have a few things you bring. So
James,
Right.
who would wear sneakers when they are swimming?
Agreed.
You got- you're with
Everybody
James.
to
James, my man, James.
James got your back.
In talking about too some of the weaker players in the challenges, I think obviously David lacked a little. Like they were pretty much neck and neck, and then David lost some time there.
David lost a lot of time.
Cece was freaking horrible.
Yeah.
But I will say Cece was horrible under the water. She couldn't do anything. But then she got 2 of the rings right
No,
away.
she did good with that. And so I think, like we said, it's still early.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
going to have to learn each other's strengths. And I think once we get a little bit more into it, it'll get more interesting because then you can kind of play to each other's. Like you may be a puzzler,
Yeah.
she may be a fast runner.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of go
And
from
right
there.
when she got the rings, you had said, "Oh, that saved her right there,"
Yeah, it
because she
did.
couldn't get anything underwater, and
Right.
she's already on the
She
bottom.
was
Right.
under there for a while trying to get a ring up from the bottom.
And truthfully, this challenge was not that difficult.
No.
It was fun.
No.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was definitely fun, but not that difficult. We're gonna need to see more difficult challenges to
Yeah.
really
with
nail.
putting the puzzles together and all
and
this.
more strenuous. It
Yeah.
was like, they didn't swim that far. They didn't do that much.
There wasn't anything like last week where it favored one group or the
Right.
other. In fact, I was almost surprised how fast the Gen X's were at swimming.
Yeah.
Well, not just swimming, but the Millennials had like a pretty decent lead. And then out of nowhere, like Gen X just like.
Well, am I the only one that noticed that all the millennials were jumping into the water like they had never swam before? Like none of them were diving in right. They were taking like backflips and
gotta
like
dive.
just jumping in all weird, like their feet
They were
flailing
having a
around.
good
I'm
time.
like,
It's good. It's a
They're-
good point.
why are you
They're having a
jumping
good
in
time.
like that? Like dive. You get more. You get farther with that.
You can follow Paige for tips on diving.
Because apparently she's going to give us a swim
As
tutorial.
I was
Yeah.
watching this, I'm thinking, you know, if I'm gonna go on Survivor, I got to take some diving lessons.
I was
first.
thinking the same thing. I was like,
Smart,
I got to
see?
take a swimming class. I got to learn how to make
Gotta do-
fire. I got to figure out my wardrobe because
There's a
apparently
lot.
I can't take, 5 layers of clothes.
There should be a show watching you pack.
No,
to go on
it
Survivor.
would be hilarious.
A vlog.
Oh, and now you know that your outfits.
I know, I said
You
that.
can't do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't work.
I just said that.
Sorry, I was looking at the live chat talking with James.
I think
Need
we
you
were
to
all
multitask.
super excited. At least I was that Gen X won. What do you guys think?
I wasn't.
You weren't. You wanted Millennials to win.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you guys? Didn't
didn't-
care.
I don't care, but I was like,
I cared.
I was
I was
just to see
sad.
more drama.
Dude, I was
Just to
excited.
see
This
would have
things
been really
explode.
interesting.
I think it would have been too easy. I think Adam would have been gone. Well, not really because he had the immunity. But David, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking Adam. Someone mentioned Adam
That's
on the
okay.
live chat.
What do we think about Paul
David,
and
yeah.
Chris?
As people.
I mean, like I feel
contenders?
like David and Ken were kind of set on like if we lose, we're voting out Paul, and I was like, okay, he's kind of like the easy target because he's the older guy. He seems to be really like in control of their entire tribe, but Chris kind of seems like to be his henchman right now.
It does seem like
I
that.
feel like I still haven't seen enough of the two of them interacting in camp or anything. I mean, we know that Paul's the main guy, but only because we've been told that. Have we really even seen anything about Paul being that
I
guy?
like Chris.
He's always throwing out his need to be in control and that he is in
He
control.
said that.
And that bothers me
He
because I'm
breathe-
like,
he
who
breathes
made you
And
control.
he had
You
this
should-
stuff on his heart. He was like, I'm not in control. I'm always in control.
I
I was like,
right.
said.
Yeah, I think normally
You can barely breathe.
Normally the people in control don't have to talk about being in control.
Exactly.
Usually
That's
you
why
just
Chris.
do it and you're
Chris.
in control, but you don't talk about it so much. So
I agree.
For me, I'm not big on Paul. I don't think he's gonna last that
No.
long. I like Chris's accent. He's a
Here's the
Boston
thing.
guy, so I
Chris,
like that.
That's true.
Chris is only 38 too, so he seems older, I think.
Okay.
But he, is only 38, so he's still middle of the pack.
Absolutely.
He's a trial lawyer. I think he knows how to play the system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big on Chris.
Could help. Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. That's true. So the Millennials, obviously, they didn't win, so they go back to camp and they have to figure out and scramble about what they're doing, right?
95 different conversations about who's voting for who.
All the different conversations, and immediately we think, okay, Figgy's going home because everybody's pretty much okay with this Figgy situation, until Michelle brings up the point to Taylor, to Jay. Well, our numbers are going to be down if we vote for Figgy, so I think that we should change the game.
Yeah.
And Mari's also thinking the same thing here.
They have the 6, which is Michelle, Will, Taylor, Figgy, Michaela, and Jay.
Yeah. And Michelle was
They
adamant
call
about
this
trying to save the alliance.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing I noticed from
I think
Michelle.
if Michelle
Yes.
hadn't been so adamant about it, Figgy would have been gone for sure, because she was really the only one trying to
Yeah.
save her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good for her, I guess. But, and then we see kind of the situation between Michaela and Figgy. Figgy says, oh, let's work together. I really want to work with you just because she needs her numbers. And Michaela's like, okay, so now you're trying to be friends with me when this entire time you've been fighting against me.
Yeah.
And right now, when it's in your favor, now we can be friends.
Yeah.
It's so interesting that that's such a Survivor thing because they're
Mm-hmm.
at each other's throats and they don't like each other, but they're gonna work together in an alliance.
And
at the
yet,
start.
at
Is
Tribal,
that-
she says, oh, I hope that I can trust Michaela. After you guys were just fighting in Tribal in front of Jeff and everybody.
Is that a millennial thing?
I think it's a
millennial
little bit of a
trait
mix.
of
Yeah.
being able to just, go from enemies to friends. To
I
enemies
think-
to
Oh,
friends.
for sure.
I think so, too. Yeah.
My grandfather, I think, died with people he would never speak to again.
Yeah, they don't care
They
as much.
hold grudges like no.
Yeah.
It's kind of that thing I feel like too with social media. Like with our parents' generations, if they didn't want to be friends with somebody, they never had to see anything about them. They didn't have to be friends with them. For us, it's like they're always right in front of us.
Yeah.
We almost feel like we have to make amends.
Yeah.
How many Facebook friends do you guys have that you hate?
I don't know if I hate them, but I don't even know half of them
See,
anymore.
some people have not maybe not even hate, but
Did
people
you say
that
0
you
or
are,
3?
Zero.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you said 3.
No, 0.
Oh, see, even people that it's not
No. You're not
necessarily
my
like
friend.
you hate, but it's like
If I
you
hated
might
them, I don't even-
dislike
What?
them.
It's keep your friends close, your
And
enemies
your
closer.
enemies closer.
There it is.
You better go liking their
I
pictures
know.
and stuff too.
I'll start liking people. Oh man.
I don't have
I don't
like
have
real
enemies,
life
yeah.
enemies. Like
hope no
anybody
one
who
does,
doesn't
yeah.
like me is someone who has found me on social media and has never met me. Because I'm pretty fantastic.
They're
in
trolling.
real life.
No, I agree. So at Tribal, then, I mean, we kind of seem like we're a little split between Mari and Figgy. Obviously, we were.
But before we get like all the way into Tribal, like that conversation between Michaela,
And Figgy?
I was getting ready to call her Twiggy.
Sure.
Works.
Seemed really weird when they were still at the beach and they were kind of like throwing it out there like, oh, like you're next on the chopping block if Figgy goes home this week. Now,
when Taylor was, or when Jay was talking, he said, he goes, here's the thing. Figgy, they're voting out this week. Michaela, they're voting out next week. What do you guys want to do? And they're like, well, we really want to work together.
Right? All of a sudden, it's like, we're going to be friends now. Let's sing and hold hands.
Exactly.
I don't think you can. Here's the thing. Also, if I'm Michaela in that situation, I don't worry about next week. Next week takes care of itself.
Right.
Next week,
we might not even be the ones.
We found that out with David.
Right.
Next week, worry about itself.
The game is always changing,
right.
especially early. So you're just trying to get through each.
Yeah, next week means nothing right now. Yeah,
you
so
can't
I
be thinking
agree.
ahead. You got to be looking.
So do you guys think that was a bad move on her part?
I think that they're going to get into it a lot later on, and Michaela might regret her decision to not vote her out because Mari and Michaela were cool.
I don't think Michaela and Figgy are ever going to be buds.
No,
they're going to go against each other.
That would be like crazy.
I could see something happening where like next week Michaela might be on the chopping block somehow, and it's going to be Figgy is the one trying to vote her out when she's the one that saved her this week. Right. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Well, I mean, Figgy did mention, she was like, I'm really trusting Michaela, to vote the way we want her to, and this will show if I can trust her. And so maybe this will be the leaf that they needed, and they'll be BFFs.
I don't think so though, because they were still fighting as Tribal was happening.
They were at it. Like every time Figgy got a chance, she was rolling her eyes
I
hard.
just don't think that Figgy and Michaela are ever going to be friends.
I don't think they're ever going to be friends.
Well, that's what we were talking about too at Tribal. It's kind of like Figgy was so, like you were saying, she's rolling her eyes and everything. She's kind of just way too confident at this point. Like, you have votes going in. You can be a little more humbled with yourself.
It just seems very immature, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, but so does her boo.
I was surprised that no one said, like, they were at Tribal Council. This is a pretty important moment, and she was kind of playing off like I'm having this other conversation during the main thing. Like,
Figgy
that whole little corner with Figgy and Hannah. That was just confusing to me because you're at Tribal Council. This is a huge moment. And
Hannah wasn't
sorry,
talking
I'm in this like side combo over here.
Was Hannah on drugs or something?
Wait. Hannah wasn't talking to Figgy. Hannah was talking to Michelle.
But that entire little section where they were all sitting was just doing their own thing, like during. It's like being in class and someone next to you is just talking over it. It was very weird to me.
Literally, was Hannah on drugs?
She's exhausted. She didn't want to tell Jeff what she was talking about, so she made up something.
I initially had her as decently strong middle, and that whole Tribal Council,
I wasn't sure if Hannah was just nerdy and sly, but then she came off as really ditzy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And way too emotional, as we see when she goes to vote.
Yes.
Well, it seemed like when she got put on the spot that like
she got awkward.
It got really awkward. Her voice went up like 5 octaves, and I was like, what?
It also seemed like she may have forgotten who she was supposed to vote for, or at the and then she was very neurotic. She was knocking over the seashell.
And let's not forget, when she does vote, she puts an emoji.
Well, she did say, like, as Hannah's having this conversation with Michelle, she's like, here's the thing. I'm not okay with voting for Mari. I need a reason.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Michelle's saying, I'm going to give you a reason later, I promise. And she turns around, says,
like, I need a reason now.
What's going on? Like, she did not want to vote for Mari. She did not want to.
We on the live chat, not big Hannah fans.
No?
Gisela said she made the wrong move.
I think so,
Eric
too.
says Hannah vote was funny. And someone else here says... Steven says, I thought she played too scared tonight and voted due to peer pressure.
But did she make the wrong decision? Because she was on the right side of the vote. So when you go back to camp, now she's going to be the one that says, I wasn't the one that voted for you, Figgy. I voted for Mari.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys, Hannah's vote really didn't tip the scale one way or the other.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
To me, I kind of look at it like she would have been damned if she do, damned if she don't.
Also, only time would tell.
Yeah.
That's really
But, I mean, 7 people voted against...
6.
Okay, against Mari.
We didn't find out yet.
So if what's her name that we're just talking about?
Hannah.
If she had voted for Figgy, then obviously when Figgy gets back to camp, she's probably going to know who voted for her.
And I don't think Figgy cares. I think Figgy's in a bubble, and I want her to stay there, and she'll be fine. What I do think will be interesting is the 3 individuals who did vote for Figgy because they were really out of the loop on Mari going home today, which was Adam,
Zeke.
And of course, Mari.
And they show us in the preview that that's a thing that they're not happy about.
That's going to be a huge
thing. It's going to be a thing. We'll see.
Gosh, I mean, that's that. I mean, What was that?
That's tonight's episode.
That's tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Through Tribal, Mari goes home.
So basically, Mari, she for her career, she's an online gamer. But she's not a gamer in real life.
Someone said that she posted. We'll have to check.
Sorry.
Apparently, she posted a YouTube video tonight, kind of making fun of herself to an extent.
Really?
Yeah, someone said that on here.
Oh, we'll have to watch it.
Check that out. But
she
it must
didn't do
have
anything.
literally been posted
She
just
didn't
tonight.
do anything wrong game-wise, strategy-wise. She just was looked at as a strategic player, and you guys said it was kind of a scapegoat for them to not vote for Figgy.
Yeah, I don't really think they had a reason.
No.
It was just a...
They did say she's a really strategic thinker. She's going to be a threat in the future.
Also,
Everyone's a threat right now.
That's true. I really liked the music when they were voting tonight. It was amazing.
I didn't notice.
I just loved it.
I was too into who Hannah was going to vote for.
Hannah was just wasting so much time, and I was just listening to the music. Like, this is great.
It was,
I love that music. That was
I
fantastic.
really wish they would have like put up a little time symbol. I wanted to know how long she was really back
that would have
there.
been that would have been a good addition by CBS.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tweet them like next time. Give me
Time.
a
How
I
much
want
she
to
was
know
voting.
what I want to know what Jeff was thinking during
Well,
that.
because it looks
he's
like he
a
kind
Gen
of looks
Xer.
like.
He's like,
And
yeah,
is like, what
they're
is
still voting
going
back there?
on?
Right. All right.
Um,
Did we have some fantasy stuff we wanted to get into before predictions?
Do some fantasy stuff. I want to talk about the article.
Yes, please do.
That I found.
Please do.
So I will tweet this article out. It was Entertainment Weekly, and it does. They actually do a sit down with Jeff Probst every week to answer some questions. And two of the big ones that actually we could pull from, we're talking about the cyclone that came in last week and what they actually did with the contestants in the cyclone. And everyone was wondering, did they actually get like good conditions? Kind of where did they go? And he actually said in here that they really were just put in a room. No lights. They literally just no plugins.
Just for the night.
Literally, it was just basically a roof over their heads. Very basic situation. Yeah, because
No blanket?
yeah, like nothing major. So you're thinking, oh, well, they had
They're
a
not
nice
going
night.
to the Four Seasons.
No. But wondering what happened, and then they made the call to evacuate that morning. They said they were kind of following it, and so
And that was the first time ever
no
that there was an
food,
evacuation.
no food, no blankets, no pillows, nothing. They were monitored by their producers.
Wow.
They did. He said, and to their credit, they did not talk or try to form alliances. They honored the good faith agreement that we had made to basically
So
just
they say.
everyone
Go
all
to sleep.
together.
I don't believe it.
And he said that the one shot from last week where they get the tree falling on the Gen X camp was actually made possible because they had a GoPro just set up, and they actually had it last minute. They set it up with a battery from like a camera or from a phone.
Wow.
And so they were like, oh, can we actually set some cameras up? And they're like, we probably don't have the battery for it unless someone just happened to have this. And someone walked by and said, yeah, I have this.
Wow.
And so that's how they caught that shot.
And they caught that. Cool.
So that was a big one. And then the other one was the legacy advantage,
Sure. Mm-hmm.
which Jessica got. And so they talked about that and said that she obviously will pass it on if she gets voted out. Mm-hmm. It's passed on privately.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, nobody knows, and it can be passed on as many times. Will automatically make it to day 36.
Yeah.
So someone will have that on
Yeah.
the
Someone
for sure.
will have it on
I wonder
day 36.
how it gets, like how they do it privately.
So it's if the person who has it gets voted out, they will it to someone
and
after
the
the tribal
producers will give it
council.
to them.
and they'll let us know on the end of the cut.
Yeah.
after
It
the show.
seems,
Yeah.
They
it
said
seems
after
from
the
what I
votes.
was reading, yes, that is how it will work. Yes.
I think
Awesome.
that's going to be an interesting twist. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be cool for a few more weeks, but
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
Thanks for that insight.
Sheena123, thank you for being super super awesome in the live chat per usual.
Per use. Yeah.
I abbreviate everything.
No, he's the best.
Tonight's episode was really good, so I look forward to being able to pull from that article from.
Yeah, it's
Entertainment
very. It
Tonight.
seems from what I read that it was like a weekly thing that he has sit down, and there's like 4 questions. Kind of talk about what did you do with the contestants? Talked about the doctor coming this week. Tried to get some information and couldn't do it. Talked about the advantage.
Yeah, but there's always a doctor
on site.
on site
Yeah,
for
you're
both
You're gonna tweet
tribes.
that article, so if they want
Yeah.
to read it,
Yeah.
they can come
They
to see
can
it.
go ahead and check
Literally,
it out.
go to my Twitter right now, and I'm gonna put it on there
Perfect.
at Michael Clouse TV, and it will be
you wanna
there
do this?
literally just a couple
We're
seconds.
getting into it. So if you guys remember last week, we talked about wanting to do a fantasy draft for the rest of the remaining players. So
Yes.
Some people are going to be out of luck because everyone's not going to have the same amount of players, so there's definitely going to be an advantage, just like in the real game of Survivor. So I'm going first.
Or the
since
last
it was
two have to pick the
my
people that got
idea.
voted off.
So for my first pick, Paige is going second,
I
Michael
didn't think
is
about
going third,
Which
and
one?
Mike is going fourth.
Okay.
Mike and Michael.
Okay.
Gotta remember.
I know who you're going with.
Right? So, of course, if you guys remember, I'm sticking to my word, and my first pick is going to be Zeke. You guys got to roll through it.
I knew it.
Paige?
Oh, you know what? I honestly,
Paige?
I think I'm gonna go with Michaela.
Okay.
Whoa.
I know.
Wow.
I know. I don't know what
Okay,
happened.
Paige.
I panicked.
That
okay?
was, I
So wait,
like
okay,
it.
So here's a question, because this actually makes a little big deal. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,
Yep.
2, 3, 1,
Yep.
right?
Hurry
okay.
up.
So
Where?
I will get the. Good luck. I'm trying to think. 'Cause
It's your turn.
I'll get the third and.
You got
fifth
5
pick.
more seconds.
Right.
So
and then
I
it
am
goes to
gonna
somebody
go
else.
with Chris.
Okay.
Chris,
Mike?
this is good because I wasn't here last week, so I didn't know about this. I got the last pick. I'm
still
gonna
didn't think about
take
it.
Ken.
I was gonna take
I'm
Ooh,
so
good,
mad at
good,
you
good.
right now.
So
You
now-
have another pick.
It's my pick
Yeah.
now?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take after Ken. I'm gonna take Adam.
Dang it! That was my
Dang it!
Oh my
Are you
was
kidding me?
I was good.
I got the last pick, guys. I don't understand why you guys are all frustrated. You could have
Because
had
those are my two.
You could have had either of these people
This is
before I
what
even
you
picked.
get
Yes,
for
I
picking.
panicked and I
Literally.
picked Michaela.
Got
I
the
don't know
last
what
pick.
happened.
terrible
I've never
panic.
seen anyone this upset
Terrible
about me on
panic.
the last pick.
God.
We're like way too into this.
I didn't think about this much. I'm stressed.
I didn't know this was happening.
Okay, I am gonna. Dang it! That was my thought when I asked if we were going
Why did
back
I do that?
because
trade?
I was.
You guys are
hoping-
so funny.
Were you interested in Chris?
We can make trades in 3 weeks.
Okay.
If I would have picked Adam at 3, would you have picked Chris?
I
at
literally
4 or
don't
5?
think I know everyone.
I don't know
So go
everybody
ahead
yet
and make your
either.
pick.
Okay,
or
so
you're gonna
I'm
get
gonna go
skipped.
with Michelle.
Okay.
That was okay.
I'm gonna go with Will.
That you guys. Okay.
Wow, dude, no, I'm not a fan of that.
It's my pick.
I'm glad.
I guess I'm gonna go with Jay. I don't know. Jay's fine.
Okay.
I don't. Is it my turn? Like I don't even know whose turn it is now.
No, it's mine.
It's
You
his
No, it's
turn.
mine again then, isn't it?
No, it's his.
Did you have 2?
No.
Did she get
No.
2? She
But
gets
he got
2.
2 in a row, so don't I get 2 in a
Yeah,
row?
she gets 2 in a row.
Okay, go for it. I don't really care. I just want you to hurry up.
Don't you dare pick him or her or him or her.
This
Brett, I guess. You guys.
Brett. Oh, that was literally who I was looking at.
Okay, good.
So I'm gonna go with Taylor.
Okay. I'm going with David.
So
You just tell me when it's.
It's your turn.
It's my turn now.
Yep.
All right, I'll take Jessica.
Oh.
Not Figgy. The other
I was
Jessica.
like, really?
older,
No,
young.
the Jessica
Really?
that has.
Oh, yeah.
She's got the envelope.
got
Yeah,
the-
she does. I
see.
like that.
I got
Okay.
her for a little bit.
So is the only person we have left on on Millennials Hannah?
No, there's a lot.
And Figgy.
Hannah
and Figgy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Hannah and Figgy.
So they're still out there for you.
Okay, I'll go with Hannah.
Oh, we just randomly picking now?
I don't know what's going on.
Wait, is it not my turn?
No, it's his turn.
It's my turn again?
Yeah, you get 2.
Why did I just?
No, he doesn't get 2. He's already gotten his 2.
Oh, you already picked your?
He's gotten his 2. She's gotten back to back. So it's
Like,
your
I
go.
don't know how this is working.
I'm
You just tell
keeping
me
it
when
in
I
my
pick, I'll
head.
take
just
someone.
saying.
I'm
All
doing
of-
this in
just
my
tell
head
me.
because
all
you
of
guys
these,
are way
all
too
of
much.
these at this point really don't matter.
You better not take the one that I just took though.
No, I put you down for
Oh.
Paige.
Okay, good. For Hannah.
She picked herself.
Boom, 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 boom.
I am gonna go with.
This is stimulating
Sunday.
stuff if you're watching.
Dude. I'm not
Okay,
gonna say
I'm
anything.
gonna go with Lucy.
That's what I was just about to say. I was gonna say we don't even really know much about her, but she could be good.
So there are only 2 people left.
Are there?
Yep.
No.
Paul and David.
Paul,
Sorry.
no,
No.
Paul and Figgy.
No, there's more.
Hannah hasn't been picked.
Cece's around.
Hannah's been picked.
Cece's
oh,
around.
Cece.
Cece's around.
3
Hannah.
more.
Yeah.
Who
That's
got,
it.
Who got, oh, she
Paige.
got Hannah?
Figgy.
Okay, you're gonna be out next week.
Hey,
I'm
she
joking.
might
Is
surprise you.
Is it my turn now? I feel like I have less players than everyone. I really do. Like,
How
I don't
many
even
do
think
you
I have
have?
close to anyone.
Go for
I
it.
have 3 people.
I thought.
I'll just take Cece.
Okay. I get the last pick, and I get.
Paul. Which is funny because Paul's one of the strongest people, but
You know I don't like him. But I'll
Cool.
make a trade
He
in
might
3
do-
weeks.
he might do
Okay,
better.
guys, I will make sure to post this on Twitter later, and we will also
Yes.
have it in the feed for
Yeah.
next week.
Also, let us know who got the best players. I don't
Right.
even know
Yeah.
who everyone
I
has.
literally hate
I'll
my
post
team.
it later. No, it'll be good.
What team do you guys want to be on?
It really looks like my fantasy football team right now because I
Nice.
fell asleep during the draft. But
Cool.
I hate my team, but
Yeah.
let us know if you like whose players you like best, who you think's gonna win.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm gonna win.
All right. Do we
Yeah.
got predictions?
we got predictions coming up.
Predictions.
Let's
We got
go.
predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Woo!
Which we can include in this that I think the teaser almost had it so that one player is
One
switching
player
sides.
switching to the other
Yeah.
side.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. One of the millennials is switching to Gen X. Okay. Any other predictions?
Okay, so then kind of using that theme, I was thinking this before that, but I think the alliance of Jay, Michelle, Figgy, and Taylor, that foursome, is going to start to fall apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think
don't
it
know if
already
it's gonna
has.
be.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if someone's going to get traded or whatnot, but I definitely think that that's falling apart next week.
Okay. If you had to pick somebody to go out on Gen X, who would it be?
Oh, that's good.
Figgy.
Gen X.
Oh, Gen X. I wish I would say David, but you can't say David.
Yeah,
Paul.
dope.
I'd say Paul.
We could have voted for him earlier because he had.
I don't think he's going to go, but I would say
No,
Paul.
I don't think so either.
That would be my guess.
I would really love to see Michaela go to Gen X because I think that if someone who can kind of be level-headed but still be kind of strong can go over to Gen X, they will go really, really far in this game because they have already planted their favorites and their alliances
merge.
in their millennials. They'll get a good rapport with Gen X, and I think it'll make a really, really strong person. So that would be my hope for next week.
That's cool. Yeah, for sure.
I look at it as I'm hoping, and I think that maybe they'll try to do this. The six, who are the Paul's six, Paul's posse.
Paul's
Paul's
posse.
Paul's
I'm hoping
party.
I think one of those six will get transferred because that'll make it 5 and 4, and I think they can maybe swing one so that you'll have Ken, Cece, David, and then whoever is the person coming in, which may be which is a younger person who I think will be more likely to join their group. Maybe Zeke.
Yeah, I think
It depends if they have volunteers or how
Right.
they'll choose. Oh, I think they draw something out of their head. So
I know. I think it's hard to tell just because I mean everything is going to depend on who gets switched and what goes on. But
yeah. It'll be a good week next week.
it will be a good week next week. Make sure
Every
you
week
guys
is good.
join
Right? I said that
Every week
last
is
week.
good.
yes.
Make sure you guys join in. And anything else before we wrap up?
See you
Good.
next week.
All right. Well, thanks so much, you guys, for joining. We're so happy to have you here for Survivor Season 33.
Woo.
Where can they find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at the only MC. Just on Instagram though. I'm not the only MC, but on Instagram.
You can be the only MC. You're just not the only Michael.
There we go. Okay. What are you an MC? What's your your last name?
R.
Is MR.
Oh my God.
The only MR.
Sorry. The only MC on Instagram, on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV. Go check it out. I tweeted out that link, and we'll probably have more. So.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DomoniqueP_ESQ, and I promise to get the teams up to you guys by tomorrow.
You guys are
Nice.
awesome.
I need that because I don't know who's on my team. My name is Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips. It's right here.
And you guys can find me on social media at Paige Bonanno. Thanks so much for joining. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Adios.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.